Hello, you beautiful bunch. I'm on a beach. I'm setting up as I'm talking to you. Had a little slight issue, nothing too bad, and it's pretty much 20 minutes off low water now, and I wanted to fish it down for an hour. I'm at a beach it's in the Conway area, North Wales, and I fished it last year, and I had one brilliant session where I had about 7 or 8 bass in about an hour. And then I had one crap session where I had 2 dogs. I've only fished it twice. One was prolific for bass, the other was a dog out, or a dog fest you could call it. It is a bit earlier, it was about a month after. I think it was about the end of April, start of May last year, but I've heard a couple of people say, I've got sand in the joint of my rod, you never want that. I've heard a couple of reports saying there's been a couple of bass around, a couple of 5 and 6 pounders. Don't know how true it is. They're just from people who I've seen all out and about fishing, and that's what they said. Right, this is a good tip. I've got sand in that bit of my rod because I'm rushing. I've chucked it on the floor. Now, I've done this a few times before. It's always good to give your tip a wash and then shake it out. There's a tip for you lads. Give your tip a wash. It's always good to give your tip a wash. You should never really put your... See, that's got straight in now. You should never really put your rods on the sand. But I'm rushing. There's no intros for this. There's no nothing. It's just... get some rods out and I'll talk you through it as I go. I've done exactly the same with that tip section and that one. You don't want to do that. That is bad. That is bad practice. Now that wave looks like it's coming back in. I hope I've not missed the tide completely. Because you've only got a certain amount of time on here. You'll see as I move back, you actually hit the rocks and stuff and you can't really fish over them. Well, you can. You're going to get snagged for fun. And after the session I had the other day on the Menai where I had 6 casts and 6 snags, I don't want to get snagged again. I've just knocked up a couple of quick pulley panels to fit the worm baits. See, I've got sand in there. That is really not good, that. But you see everything as it happens. I'm going to wash that tip. Looks like that water's filling in. It can't be. Anyway, clean tip, straight in. Right, quickly talk you through it. Let me bring you a bit closer because you're all the way up there. Let me come and get you. This is one of my rigs. It's about a 2 foot, 2.5 foot pulley panel. And this is what worked here last year, so I've just repeated it. The worms was a bit smaller today, so I'll show you what I've done because it's small tides really. I fished it on a big tide last time. But I'll fix my pulleys. I like to see the size of the worm and fix the top hook so it can't slide. I find it holds the worm in place better. And every time I've done it like that with bigger mackerel baits or, you know, you do have to make every rig to the worms you get, but when you're coming out like this, you can make 2 or 3 rigs because there's not snags out there, he says. It's a sandy beach, or it was last year. So I can make these specifically. And what I've done, because the worms was a bit small, I've joined 2 worms on the thinner bit with the sand in. So basically, you've got a worm head each side, so you've got a good hook hold. Just let a bit of line off. Basically, this is all I've been doing. I've been going, it's hard to show you, I've been going up for the worm there, feeding a bit round the hook, We're fishing for bass. They have big mouths, they love worms. That's what I'm here for today, bass. Would a doggy or a hound or something take it? Of course it would. It's not really what I'm here for though. And that one, worm is a bit too long actually. I've said I've cut it to size, I've done it a bit too long, but I did join them worms after. But then what I do there is thread that one round and round and round and round and round and then back through like that. What you have then is that big worm bait like that. Now there is a bit of line for there, but that is because I haven't put the hooks as far apart as I should. But you get the gist. I'm not going to do it again and make it look perfect, because I could do it again with a shorter worm and have that straight. But that ain't how it is it? And I'm running out of time, so that's going in. I will show you on the next one exactly what I mean, okay? So let's just get this worm out anyway, and that's it. That isn't ideal, but as I say, I'm not here to make everything look perfect. I'm not one of these that does loads of editing and just shows you everything good. I'll just show you as it is. That's going out there. If there's a bass there, there's tucks in that worm. It's going to have it, innit? Right, let's see what sort of depth we're on. It's been a while. It has been a while. It's further enough, because I can... Hey, I nearly fell over there. That would have been good, wouldn't it? So I can get a bit of distance with this braid. I haven't got my finger on, for God's sake. I don't even know if you can hear me. So that's one out there. There is nothing worse than being rushed at the start of a session and wanting to get everything out there. But we can all relate, can't we? If you've not done that as an angler, you are not an angler. And that's out there. Nice bend on the rod, should get a big drop back or a big bang. Right, I'm going to get the other rod set up with a bait on how I was supposed to put it on, and then I'll show you. It's like that, by the way. Subscribe! So this is what it should have looked like. The two hooks fixed, and the little worms joined in the middle with bait elastic. I know it's a bit of messing around, but then you get a hook facing that way and hook facing that way. The weaker part of the worm is bait elastics, and you can actually wang that setup pretty far. You don't have to worry about your worm sliding or breaking. And as I say, you've got a nice sharp hook there, and a nice sharp hook there, and you've got a worm head each side. No, you don't need to do it when you've got big worms, but these are relatively small worms. I was only that big. Apart from the two that I put on the first clip, which ended up about that long and too big for my rig. But all these are all right now. I'm going to wade out a bit more, and I'm going to sort of fish at 1 o'clock and 11 o'clock and just send them. The bass do come here every year, and you can have some really good sessions. Will that be here now? I don't know, but I'm in a spot where I've had plenty before. I'm doing exactly what I've done before. So if they're here, I'm sure we'll pick a bite up or two. But really, you can't do no more than that. It's hopefully not going to be a blank. Right, let's get myself out there. Let's go to my Nicky Nacky News. Now we have two cracking worm baits out there. Nice, as they say, nice. About 15 or 20 minutes has passed now. No knocks, but I'm going to have a check. I've got my big join together worm ready. We're going to have a look. There's been no knocks. I'm basically checking because of crabs and stuff. That is the only reason, to see if anything's pecking away. Feels like I'm on quite a shallow sandbar there, to be honest. But the bass will be feeding on it, especially when the tide turns any time now. Let's see what's going on. Looks like there's been a bit of crab activity, yeah. The worm's been smashed up. Not ideal. I don't know if you get crabs out on a shallow sandbar, but there you go. It's either that or nuisance fish. Right, I'll get that worm on and get it back in. Come on, Bassy. Stinky, wormy hands. Come on, bang, bang. That's what we want. Get onto that bass. Not exactly sure what. There's no rain forecast or nothing. But it's got really like misty over there. I don't know if it's rain, mist or fog or a haze or what. Whatever. There it is again. It's like two big rumbles. I don't know if it's some building works going on. It sounds like thunder. I don't know if you heard it then. I'm sure the mic will pick it up if the mic's on, that is. It is on. Hear it then. I think it's thunder. These have been in probably another 15-20 minutes. I'm going to keep changing because I had some crab activity. I don't know what this is. I don't think it's thunder. It's like explosions out at sea. It's like big rumbles, like a bomb. I hope this microphone's picking up. It is pretty unique to me, this microphone. It seems to pick my voice up and sound, whatever it is, it cancels everything out, noise reduction or something. I can't work out where it is or what, but there's some major rumbles going on. And there has just been a load of sirens going up and down the A55, like lines of bloody something with blue flashing lights. Don't know. Don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I can't do it. I don't know what it is. Right. Let's have a look at this, see what's going on. Let's see what's what. Okay, Lily? Hey, she's a good one. Who's your boo-boo? She's a good egg, is our Lil. And yeah, don't forget, get that TikTok account reported. Bloody cloners. Yeah, I had to fish this beach to put my mind at rest to know if they was here or not. And just because they're not here now, don't mean they won't be here tomorrow. Different conditions, different tides. But you know what they say, no two tides ever fish the same. Let's have a look what's going on with the worm. Looks like there's still a good lump of worm on there. Yeah, there's still a big lump of worm on there, so that's telling me that there's not much out there yet, but I'm going to change it. Get it back out. And there's some weird things going on around the Colwyn Bay area. A lot of booms and bangs. Here we go again. Repeat the process. Repeat the process. There's been loads more sirens gone past again. It sounds literally like a bomb exploding. Look at that for a big worm bait. No sign of any bass yet though, is that? Come on, girl. Let's go and make it happen. But we will have a look at the left one, even though it's not been in more than... I've changed it a couple of times off camera, by the way. I don't show you every time I change a bait and cast out, because that would be boring. But yeah, it's probably boring anyway. Me having a rant about TikTok and explosions. But it's never a simple video, is it, with me? It's always how it is. And that's what's happening in this video, TikTok rants and explosions. Let's have a look at this worm. Well, guys, I know I probably should have left that. Look at that. That's been fishing absolutely perfect. Should have left that in. When I cast this one in, I'm going to leave the rods in. I've got plenty of line on my reels. I've changed all the braid and stuff. I was running a bit short on a couple of them. And I'm going to walk back with these rods for half an hour. I'm going to keep coming back, so I'm going to be fishing about 200 yards at some point, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to keep going back and going back. There's no point me going to casting again if I'm pulling baits in like that when I can't wade out as far as the water gets higher. So I'm going to send this one out, because that one's just gone out with a big worm. I'm going to send this one out at 1 o'clock. That one's gone out at 11 o'clock. I'm just going to walk back, and they're going to be the last two casts. But I am going to walk back for quite a bit, to be fair. I'm going to really let it come in and hope some fish come in on it. That is my plan. Bait and wait. What do you reckon, Lily? Is that good enough? Da, 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 da. I'm not joking, unless it was the clutch clogged up a bit. That really felt like something hit that as I was reeling in then, but it could have been the clutch. See if it does it again. Very strange. It could have just been the clutch jamming up a bit, but it felt like, as I was coming in, something's going bang bang, but if the clutch jams, that will happen, won't it? It really did feel like someone hit it though. I promise you that proper went dunk dunk. But it could have been anything, couldn't it? The clutch jamming would also give you that feeling, that sensation of a bite. And now it's making me want to check that bait again, just in case something did hit it. We'll see now it's on the rest if it was me or not. It would be nice if it went now. But yeah, as I was walking back of it, it was like you just went like that. But as I say, if that clutch would have tightened up a little bit or just not released properly, it would have given that exact feeling. Yeah, plenty of line on the reels. I'm just going to walk back for the next 10 or 20 yards up this rock bed and leave them out in the mix. If there is anything out there, there's two big lumps of worm. It's the rigs I've caught on here before. It's the bait I've caught from here. It is a black lug beach. If it don't go, they're not there, are they? It's nothing to do with my amateur angling. It's because the fish aren't there. It'll be interesting to see that worm when I bring them in a bit, in the next half hour or so. I'm going to walk back for half hour. We'll be interested to see if it comes back in one or if it's been smashed. So it really did feel like something hit it, but it really could have been that clutch jamming as well. It's like, You just never know, do you? But I'm sure when I bring it in, we can either say it was or it wasn't by the look of the worm. Well, I keep moving back with this water, but I ain't having no bites. It's got to go, innit? It's got to go. I'm going to walk back. This is going to be the last stop, I think. I'm going to walk back another go, and when the water gets to the tripod, I think that's going to be me then. Stayed well after the flood. If it's not produced within the first half hour of the flood, chances are on this mark, it's not going to. And I do actually know this mark. I wouldn't say I know it like the back of my hand, but I do know it, and if it hasn't gone by now, it genuinely doesn't. But we'll just have to see, won't we? We just have to see. The birds are still diving everywhere, but they're like 100 yards past where I'm fishing, so I'm hoping as the water fills up, whatever the birds are in, he's going to move in over my bait, and if there's fish there, any fish is a good fish in it. There's going to be something bigger wanting to eat it. Yeah, it's not going to plan. Not going to plan at all. And you can see I'm on the rocks now, and these rocks get bigger and sharper as you get further. So, who dares, they say, don't they? I suppose the only benefit of this is every time I move back, I'm a bit closer to the car, so I ain't got to walk as far. There's always a positive out there. When things ain't going well, there's always a positive. Is your glass half full or half empty? Come on! Come on, come on, come on! Come on, Eileen. You just never know in fishing, do you? Fishing is one of them sports, if you want to call it a sport. I think it's a sport. It's not like a physically demanding game of football, is it? But it's a sport, I suppose. Where, like, nobody ever knows, ever. Like, you can never, ever, ever say. There's not one person in the world now that could say to me, you're not going to get a bite on that rod within the next 10 seconds. I know it's highly unlikely when I'm fishing, but it's that thing nobody can ever say, can they, for sure? Because nobody in the world knows what's swimming out there now. Nobody does. Now, when you're doing other things, like you can sort of see what's going on and what's there and whatever with this, nobody knows. It's the unknown. And that's probably the best part of fishing for me, the unknown. Knowing what's, or not knowing what's out there. You know, like, you could go from not having a bite, thinking, oh, that's it, to complete, like, you know, ah! Look at this! And it happens. I'm sure everybody who fishes has had at least one of them moments. And if you have had one of them moments, pop it in the comments, let us know what your ah, look at this moment was. Drop it in there. We've definitely all had a couple. Water's coming in fast. I'm going to move again. I'm going to go another 20 or 30 yards back onto these bumpier things because I don't really want to give up, but I think there does come a time well, you have to say enough's enough, and I'm bloody starving as well. Here goes again. The determination and the effort could not be questioned. I should have been tucking into a spaghetti bolognese now and a nice cold beer. In all fairness, it don't matter if you don't catch, does it? And I know I say it, it is what it is. It's just nice being out. Of course it is, but it's better to catch a fish, isn't it? Come on. But when it's like this, it is beautiful. It really, really is beautiful. I'm going to pull the rods to there, and I reckon that's going to give me about another 20 minutes, 25 minutes till it hits the tripod, the water, and then I'm out of here. This ground gets rougher as we go up, and it's like really flat as well. I'm not fishing in 2 foot of water over this. I'm down in, well, I waded out waist deep, didn't I, and slung it about however far you think. So I was in that deeper water before I started moving, so it's got to be that deep now, innit? They're not here today. They are in the area though. I know that I've heard a couple of reports and that, but they're not like there was when I had them sessions here last year. And that's just fishing, innit? Let's get them rods back, see if we can make it happen soon. That's going to be my last move. Seems to be a bit more flow in the tide now. Now it's, I don't know, however far past low. It's before the lines was like slacking. Now you can see I'm either pulling round and the tips are going over, so a bit more tide pull might just entice a predator through. But yeah, so far it's a blank. Let's just get on with it. It's going to be another blank, innit? I know it. Well, I think it's time to admit defeat. Couldn't have really have done any more though. And it has been a lovely evening for it. So yeah, it's a blank. Until next time, people, keep safe. See you in the next video.